What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Color Nation Media, bringing you another episode of Pokemon Y. Today's episode is number 47, and today we're taking on the champion of the Kalos region after running through the Elite Four in the last episode, so hopefully we will see some credits by the time this episode is over. Now, before we get started, I would like to remind you guys of our like goal for this video. We're trying to get to 50 likes, so if you'd like to show some support, please feel free to go ahead and click that thumbs up button right below this video. If you don't like this video, feel free to leave a dislike and some feedback as to how I can improve to make it a little bit more entertaining for you. Now, we are here, and this room is beautiful. I love the color going on. Welcome at last, dear trainer, says Diantha. As you must know, I'm the champion Diantha. Oh, but you are. You're the child I spoke to in Lumiose City and Coumarine City, aren't you? Then that means that you are also the one that dear Augustine said. Of course, how could I? Oh, I must look like such a fool not to recognize you sooner. You and your Pokemon are the ones who stopped Team Flare for us all. Seems wrong for me to say this, but thank you. You saved us all. Is that all you have to say? Oh, I can't wait to see what you and your Pokemon are capable of now that I know exactly what it is that you've done already. Alright, well, without further ado, we're going to get into this champion battle, and I have to say that this is one of the most disappointing rosters and just difficulty levels as far as a champion goes. Probably in all of the games, maybe. She's one of my least favorites. Anyway, she's going to start off with the Hawlucha. That doesn't mean we're going to take her lightly just because she's one of my least favorites. We're still going to go all in here. So she's starting off with Hawlucha, level 64. We've got our Haxorus starting things off here. And we can set up a Dragon Dance as this thing actually outspeeds us and goes for the Flying Press. And that really doesn't do that much damage at all. Haxorus takes that very nicely, actually a lot nicer than I thought he was going to. And we should be faster now with +1 speed. We should also be able to take this thing out with a Dragon Claw. It is Stab. Hawlucha is not the bulkiest thing in the world. So Hawlucha should be going down here, and it does. So that is one Pokemon out of the way. She's got 5 more. And I kind of wish I had a Fairy-type, because Fairy-type Pokemon just destroy your team. They really, really do. Aurorus coming out next. We have an Aurorus of our own, but our Aurorus, Aurorus can't really do much to other Aurorus, despite having as many weaknesses as it does. So we're going to go into our Cowpay the second here, because we can very easily hit this thing with a Close Combat or a Metal Claw. Both are actually going to be 4 times super effective on this thing. So I guess it doesn't really matter what we go for. We have 4 Close Combats left. I guess we'll use one of those. I don't think we're going to use all the PP for that in this battle, although she does have a lot of Pokemon weak to fighting. So we're going to Mega Evolve here, because we don't want to risk it not killing. I don't think that it will really matter, but we may need Lucario to come back in and need that extra speed later on in the battle. I don't know. We shall see, but Aurorus takes that Close Combat to the face. It's at level 65, by the way, so yeah, we're not really that over-leveled at all. We really are not. Aurorus goes down. We're getting 1,400 experience for that. Goodra is going to be our next Pokemon coming in. And I don't know if staying in would be the best idea. I think what I want to do is switch out into Haxorus, because we can hit it on its weaker physical side with a super effective Dragon Claw. And I'm pretty sure that will, if not one-shot it, that will take it down into the red zone. Pretty sure. So this thing is at level 66. And we do outspeed, because Goodra really isn't that fast. Takes the Dragon Claw, and it's just going to go down in 1 hit. So we've got 3 Pokemon out of the way in 3 hits. So Diantha is proving to be a little bit of a pushover so far. Tyrantrum's going to be next. And we have a couple of Pokemon that can deal with that. Golurk can deal with it pretty well. Shinobi might be able to, actually. And our Lucario can probably take it on as well, because Adaptability Close Combat would destroy its face. But we're going to give Golurk some time to shine here, give him a chance to get into this battle and do something. We do have the ability to resist the Rock-type stab from this Tyrantrum. Dragon's going to be neutral, and unless it has the Ice Fang, it's not going to have anything that's going to be super effective. No, it has the Crunch. I didn't even think about that, but that's going to be Strong Jaw boosted. That does well over 50%. We're going to hit this thing up with an EQ. It's at level 65. Can it survive? It cannot survive this Stab Earthquake because of a crit, though. Maybe that mattered. I don't know. I don't know. Tyrantrum actually has pretty decent physical defense, or natural bulk on that side. So I don't know. That could have mattered. But Golurk's growing up to level 71. Gourgeist is coming out next. Ghost and Grass is the typing that we're going to be facing here. Now, I could go into Whiskers, because this thing has a much weaker special defense stat than it does a physical defense stat. Its physical defense is actually pretty darn good, so we don't want to be hitting it with physical attacks at all. So we're going to go into Whiskers here, and I think a Flamethrower is either... is this the small or the normal Gourgeist? So its defenses are a little bit lower than the large and huge size. We can just go for a Flamethrower. This might actually just one-shot it. Level 65 Gourgeist, yep, that's going to one-shot. Our Pokemon are only around level 70. We're still one-shotting everything. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So we got, what, 4 Pokemon out of the way now? I think? Or does she only have 1 left? It's kind of crazy if she only has 1 left. I don't know. Gardevoir is coming out next, and she always saves that for last, regardless of what Pokemon you have out. So, we've defeated 5 of her Pokemon already, and I think they've all gone down in 1 hit. So Gardevoir is Fairy and Psychic. And it is going to Mega Evolve, so we're going to pit Mega Evolution versus Mega Evolution here. Because we will be neutral to Psychic and Fairy. I don't think she can one-shot us. She might be able to come close with a Moonblast, but I don't think it's going to be able to one-shot. This thing is at level 68. She's going to trace the adaptability. That's not going to matter because she's going to lose that and gain Pixelate when she Mega Evolves, which she always does in the first turn. Now, we can go for a Metal Claw or a Shadow Claw. Both are going to be super effective, but we get the adaptability boost from the Metal Claw plus Stab, so it's going to do... or not plus Stab. The adaptability is the Stab, but I'm pretty sure Metal Claw will do more than the Shadow Claw, so that just straight up takes out this Mega Gardevoir. And we one-shotted everything on Diantha's team, and actually the Elite Four gave us a much harder time than she did. But we are now champions of the Kalos Pokemon League. And that did not take as long as I thought it was going to at all, so at least this isn't going to be like a crazy long episode. I was thinking this is going to be like a 45-minute episode, because there's some things that I wanted to do after defeating the Elite Four in this episode. So we're not just going to watch the credits. There's going to be a little bit of after stuff going on, because I would like to at least get to Kilode City, or Kiloud, however you want to say it. It's a little island in the southeastern corner, because you get the Versus Recorder there, and just that's where the Battle Maison is, and all that stuff. So we're going to be getting up to that point. But first things first, we have to go get entered into the Hall of Fame. So we're going to be following Diantha into the upper chamber of whatever this room is called. The Radiating Chamber or something like that. I think it actually showed us what the name was, but I don't remember. I wasn't paying enough attention. Alright, let's do this. Here we are. Yep, we're here. This room's actually pretty cool looking. I'm so glad to welcome you in. This grand chamber is where you enter the Kalos region's Hall of Fame. This is where Pokemon trainers will live on forever, remembered always for giving their all in battle to the Pokemon League and for the glory and light that they shared with all. Well, that's very deep of you, Diantha, and all that stuff, but let's get this over with, because I don't know, I feel like this process is always very, very, like, long and drawn out for no reason. Your love for your Pokemon and the way that those Pokemon gave everything they had in battle for you. We'll record them all right here. Well, that is just fantastic. Look at all those Premier Balls. Half of my team is comprised of Premier Ball captured Pokemon. I love Premier Balls. I think they look way cooler than regular Pokeballs. In fact, that's actually my favorite Pokeball design, even more so than like a Master Ball or anything. So we got Haxorus, we've got our Cowpay II. I just realized, well, not just realized, but I'm just talking about it now, that I only nicknamed half of my team. I don't know why I did that, but I did. So we also have Storm Silver going on the channel, and I will be nicknaming all of my Pokemon for that. So I decided it would be better, instead of me just coming up with like random nicknames, while that is fun and cool and everything, I think it's much cooler if I name my Pokemon after you guys as subscribers. So what I do basically is I just go through the channel, go through recent videos, and see who's active and who's leaving good comments, who shows their support, and all that stuff. And I just find someone who I think is worth it, or not you're all worth it, but I find someone who I feel really, really deserves it, and I name a Pokemon after them, just because it gives them a little, you know, an extra little spotlight. It's a cool little thing that we can do. Now, we're at the parade here with all of our old friends that we haven't seen in a while. I have not seen Shauna or Tierno or Trevor in quite a while. And, oh yeah, it's Professor Sycamore. What an amazing turnout. All of these people are here to celebrate your achievements. Fantastic. I'd like to present you with the honor of Kalos for the bravery that you've shown here. I'm so proud of you all. So this was what Professor Sycamore was throwing together when was it? Corway Town? After we battled him in Corway Town, he said he had to go prepare something for all of our friends, for our achievements and stopping Team Flare and all that stuff. So this must have been what he was hinting at, what he was talking about. But we're actually not done yet. We're not ready to see the credits just yet. There's a little bit of storyline left to complete. And we actually have another battle to do against this giant man. Battle with me. Alright, so we don't even get the option to say yes or no. We just have to just go with the flow, basically. I want to know what a, quote, trainer is. Alright, well, I guess we're going to show you what a trainer is. I believe he only has 3 Pokemon. AZ. Or Az. I've heard people call him Az, but I think it's just supposed to be AZ. I don't know. I don't really know. He's going to start off with Torkoal. We've got our Haxorus out here. Torkoal is a physically defensive monster, but it's only at level 60, so we have a 10 level advantage on it. We're not carrying the EQ, but we can just, we can Dragon Claw, but I'm going to Dragon Dance. I want to sweep this entire team, honestly. I really, really just want to sweep this entire team. He's going to go for the Stone Edge. Interesting move choice. That really doesn't do a whole lot because Torkoal doesn't have a lot of power behind it. But we're going to go for a Dragon Claw here. It's going to be neutral damage, and it is going to be enough to take out this Torkoal due to a crit. I don't know if that mattered. It may have because Torkoal is incredibly thick on the physical side, as I mentioned. Sigilyph is coming in next. And we're going to stay in because there's no reason to switch out at this point. We're definitely going to outspeed. We can just go for that Dragon Claw. Sigilyph, however you want to say it. Really doesn't have that much bulk behind it anyway. It needs to get Cosmic Powers up to have any kind of bulk. And we've got Golurk coming in. So we're going to pick Golurk against Golurk here. I could just destroy its life with the Dragon Claw, but you know what? We're going to make things a little bit interesting. We've got our Golurk out here, and he's going to send out his. And ours is way better. Way better. Ours looks healthier. Look at that. He looks so much better. He really, really does. Alright, there's a Shadow Punch. That just destroys this Golurk's face. Or chest, I guess. But that's it. That is the conclusion of the battle, and that's going to be the conclusion of the story, too. He seems happy that he lost. He's like, oh, you just destroyed my Pokemon. That was a lot of fun. Thanks. Thanks for destroying my Pokemon, man. That was really fun. Thank you very much for battling with me. Now I finally feel free. And what else do you have to say? Free from the part of me mired in sorrow. The part of me that built the ultimate weapon. Uh-oh. He looks to the sky, and here we have one of the most emotional moments in Pokemon history, or Pokemon gaming history, because the movies are pretty emotional, honestly. But finally, the Floette is going to come back to him, the one that obviously left, and he's been wandering for however many thousands of years looking for this thing, and he could not find it. It turns out that the Floette was just waiting for him to return to the man that he used to be, and you know, it's all just a happy ending, and finally he can be at peace, and the Floette can be at peace. And notice it has a different coloring. There's actually going to be an event to get this Floette. I just don't know when or how that's going to happen, because I don't think it's been released yet. But it has like a recoil move and a recoil like special fairy move. It's kind of weird, but I only know just a very little bit about it. His Pokemon was waiting all this time. For what? Waiting for him to return to the man he was, which is just what I just said. The man who loved Pokemon with all of his heart. And I think it is time for the credits. With that being said. So that's going to be the end of our Pokemon Y storyline playthrough, basically. We're going to be doing some bonus episodes. I know some of you guys have been asking. I've gotten some questions on Twitter about, like, what are you going to do with this? Is it going to continue after the credits? Do you want to do the post-game stuff, or is it just going to be strictly a storyline playthrough? And the answer to that is that, no, it's not going to be just a strictly storyline playthrough. We're going to do some after stuff. I may mess around in the Battle Maison a little bit. I don't know if you guys would really want to see that. But there are some things to do, specifically catching Zygarde and Mewtwo, and I do want to show that, so we will be doing that. And that shouldn't take too long at all, especially because the Terminus Cave, or Terminus Cave, however you want to say it, the majority of the time-consuming part is done, because we went through there, we got all the items, we battled just about all the trainers that I could find. So it's really not going to take that long. And Mewtwo, there are no trainers to worry about. It's by the Pokemon Village. Anyway, I'm just kind of babbling on here about that stuff. The basic answer is that we are going to be continuing on with this for a little bit, and they're just basically bonus episodes. So it's not going to be as often as I've been uploading this series. We've got other stuff going on the channel. Obviously, I've been doing Inverse lately. I've got the normal Battle Spot videos. We've got Wi-Fi battles still going on. And then I've got Storm Silver, which is still just getting started, so I may be picking up with that a little bit more. And I do want to bring something else to the channel. And I'm thinking about possibly branching out from Pokemon and doing a Zelda game, because I really, really enjoy Zelda. It's one of my all-time favorite series. I love Metroid, I love Zelda. I really like most of the classic Nintendo series. So I may be bringing like an older game to the channel, I don't know. One of the N64 Zelda games, maybe. I also have Pokemon Coliseum on my list. I definitely want to do that. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Pokemon XD and Coliseum are just absolutely amazing in my book, and I definitely want to do them on the channel. I actually already did Pokemon XD. I'm going to be redoing it just because that playthrough was honestly pretty bad. My commentary was absolute crap, and I've learned a lot since then, so I kind of want to redo it and just do it some justice. So I think I'll end up doing it in the right order this time, with Pokemon Coliseum coming first and then XD afterwards. So I don't really have a timetable for all of these things that I want to bring to the channel. Obviously, I can't do all of it because I'd have to have like 10 videos a day just to have everything all organized perfectly. But if you want, feel free to leave a comment down below what you would like to see on the channel. Out of the things that I've mentioned, if you have a preference on something that you'd want to see more than something else, feel free to let me know, because I will be considering what you guys want to see, because I am doing what I want to do with the channel, but I also want to take in your opinions and what you think and what entertains you, because at the end of the day, that's still what I strive to do. I have fun with it, you have fun with it, that's just what it is. And another thing that I want to mention is that I will be doing a Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire walkthrough on the channel, probably first day. In fact, I may just be downloading it from the eShop at midnight on the release day and getting it up on the channel as soon as possible. Somebody mentioned you probably should stream it, and that would be really cool, but my internet is honestly not good enough to stream at this point. I mean, I still have time to upgrade it and all that stuff, but in the event that that does not happen, you can count on there being Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire content coming to the channel within like the first day or two, if not like a couple hours after the release of the games. So we have that to look forward to. There's just all kinds of stuff coming to the channel, and I'm really excited about it. And honestly, I'm very grateful that you guys are here to support me, because I honestly would not keep going if I didn't get the support. I love doing this, but the fact that you guys show me so much support and that you guys are behind me, that's the reason that I push out 2 videos a day. And, you know, they're as long as this video is, probably like half an hour, something like that. It's very time consuming, it's difficult sometimes it's frustrating, but it's a lot of fun, it's very rewarding, and I'm running out of things to say now. I'm running out of things to say. Actually, this credit scene should be almost over. We're getting there. We are getting there, and actually, I don't think I'm going to cut out and just go straight to Cloud City, because I think we actually have to go to Lumiose Station, if I remember correctly. I'm not, like, drawing a little bit of a blank here. I know we start back out at our house, and then we get, Shauna will talk to us, and she gives us a starter Pokemon, and then I think we could just go straight to Lumiose City. The problem is that I don't have anyone that has Fly in my party. Hawlucha is not with me, and I don't have any Pokemon that can learn Fly, I don't think. I guess I could teach Golurk Fly, but I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to get rid of a move on Golurk just to teach it Fly so I can fly to Lumio City. That's just ridiculous. I don't know where the first Pokemon Center is either, where we can access the PC. That could be an issue. Alright, so when the credits end, I will cut out that part of me just going to the first city with a Pokemon Center. It might be Santaloon, honestly. So we might have to go through, like, the forest. Oh, geez, that's not good. Maybe I should teach Golurk Fly. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to teach Golurk Fly. I'll just cut it out. We'll have a little fade thing going on. Alright, finally, we reached the end of the credits as I managed to babble and babble and babble and filibuster through that. Although I didn't say a lot of things that were important. Anyway, saving the game, and we're about to see the Fiend message there. There we go. That is a good feeling. That is a good feeling to see the end of this game. I really do like this game. I really do enjoy the story. My only complaint that I've said a bunch of times is that it's not nearly as difficult as I feel it should be. But the effects, the graphics, the aesthetics of the game, and even the levels towards the end of the game are really, really good. I enjoy it. I just wish it had a little bit of a higher difficulty curve. Alright, what's going on, Mom? What is up? What are you doing? Culination? I saw the parade on TV. Professor Sycamore went all out trying to get everyone to show up for you, you know. That reminds me, I received a message from Professor Sycamore. He says he wants to meet you at Lumio Station. Do you know where that is? If you don't, it's just a quick cab ride. Okay, so she at least points out that that's where we need to go, so that's where we're headed next, Lumio City. Lumio Station. See, Meister, the parade was great. I have something I want to ask you. Do you mind? I want to trade a Pokemon with you. And they'll be like friendship bracelets, honestly. She wants to give us a Fennekin, and obviously it depends. It's not always a Fennekin. I started out with Greninja, so it's obviously going to be the Fennekin because she has the Delphox. So if you have, her Pokemon is weak to yours. So if you have the Greninja, I have the Greninja, so she has the oh my god, I can't think straight. I can't even think straight. We're gonna just trade her a Whismur because I don't care about a Whismur. Let's try to get this straight here. If you started off with Chespin, then she will give you a Froakie. If you started off with the Greninja, she will give you, or not the Greninja, Froakie, she will give you the Fennekin. If you start off with Fennekin, she will give you the Chespin. There we go. Finally got it straight. My brain is putty right now. But we're going to cut out and go to Lumio Station. Alright, we're here in Lumio City. Finally. And Lumio Station is just down the way here. Or it's over here somewhere. It's over here somewhere. We'll find it. We'll just keep... there it is. Alright. That wasn't that far of a ride. I didn't want to have to take a cab there and waste money on it for no reason. So here we are, and there's Professor Sycamore just waiting for us. Oh, it's you guys. We're just here to give you something, and they're going to upgrade our Pokedex to the National Dex. And that's pretty fast. We honestly just beat the game like 5 minutes ago, and we already have the National Dex. I like that. I like that a lot. How did you like the parade? So the reason I wanted to bring you here is so that you can go to Cloud City. It's in the southern part of the Kalos region. It's a perfect place for trainers to hone your skills. You have to take the high-speed rail to get there, so he's going to give us a TMV pass, which is the super fast train. It looks like a bullet train almost. But that's pretty much what we're going to do. I'm going to talk to these people just in case they give us an item or a TM or something of use. I don't think they do, but it's worth checking out. Nobody over here. What do you have to say? These trains are completely different from Unova. Alright. Alright. I see people on the other side. There is absolutely nothing over here. I wish we could just walk across, but we cannot. We have to go all the way around, and it's time consuming. What do you have to say? They say the world's fastest train is 310 miles an hour. Fantastic. Fun fact. You know, cameras and railways, you know what? I don't even know why I'm talking to you. I don't even know why I'm talking to you right now. Let's see what this thing does. Apparently nothing. Okay, it's just kind of chilling. But we can scan this one. Okay. And that will allow us to get on the TMV, and that's going to take us to Cloud City. After this point, we can always fly back there, so you don't have to take the train every single time, which is nice because, I mean, getting to Lumio Station every single time you want to go here is a little bit silly. But we're here. He's going to give us a quiz. Royal ladies took a spritzy with them instead of what? Perfume, duh. Well, you're correct. He's going to give us a max revive. That's just too fantastic. What use do I have for a max revive at this point? Honestly, we already defeated the Elite Four. Alright, this guy is very important because he's going to notice you when you walk out of the station, and he's going to give you the Versus Recorder. I'm so grateful for you stopping Team Flare. There is the Versus Recorder, so this is how you can record battles if you want to put them on YouTube or whatever you want to do. If you just want to watch battles that you've had, the Versus Recorder is the way to go. We're going to explore the houses here, and then I think we're going to call it an episode. There's at least one TM that you can pick up here. I'm not sure where exactly it is. Apparently it's not in this house because there's nobody else in here. Alright. Alright, let's find a different house. There's plenty of houses, actually. There's the Battle Maison. Well, that wasn't the Battle Maison, but she was telling us about the Battle Maison. And I may do an episode on that. I don't know if I want to. I don't know. Alright, this guy will actually battle you, so I don't want to do that right now. Don't want to do that right now. We will come back and do that later. Mayhaps. Perhaps. All of the haps. All of the haps. What do you have to say? The more Pokemon battles I have, the more things I want to try. Tell me about it. I actually feel the same way. There are way too many Pokemon. I haven't tried out all the different things I want to. You have nothing good to say to us. Neither do you, and neither do you. Oh, wait, yes she does. She's going to give us TM58, which is Skydrop, which carries the foe into the sky on the first turn, and they can't attack while they're in the air, which is cool. Then you drop them on the next turn, and all that good stuff. Now, you can't pick up Pokemon that are heavier than you, I believe. I think that's how that works. And then there's also a limit, like really heavy Pokemon can't be picked up regardless. Alright, let's talk to you. Oh, it's a Team Flare guy. Our secret HQ went up in flares because of you, that's right. There was no style. I thought it over and over again. In the end, I don't want to cramp anyone's style anymore. That's all you had to say? I really thought you were going to give us an item. I really was expecting something good coming from that. This is the Friend Safari, and obviously when you add people's friend codes, you can access their Safari, and there's 3 Pokemon, and if you're online at the same time, then you can eventually get the 3rd Pokemon and have access to hidden abilities, and it's all just a good time. That's the Battle Maison right there, and you can do multi-battles and single battles, double battles, all kinds of things. And the opponents are really annoying, honestly. It gets pretty bad. It's very similar to the Battle Subway in Unova. What do you have to say? The Poke Radar at the Sycamore's lab. Oh, we can go get that, because the Poke Radar does make a return in this this generation. TM91 is Flash Cannon, and that is fantastic, because Steel types, you know, Flash Cannon is actually a decent move in this generation with the addition of Fairy types, because it actually has better coverage now. So I guess we can go in the Pokemon Center. That's like the last place that we have not gone to yet. This guy is the IV Judge. He goes by the Judge, and basically he will just let you know what your Pokemon's IVs are. If he says that certain IVs cannot be beat, then that means they are maxed out at 31. Reminder, we're not talking about EVs here, which are effort values. You get them from battling. IVs are Pokemon's natural ability. If you don't have any perfect stats, he'll tell you what the best stats are. So if your highest IV is attack, he'll tell you that. Also, he'll let you know this generation if you have a Pokemon that has 0 in a stats. Anyway, I'm going to buy Reflect and Light Screen because they're only 30,000 apiece. We can buy Wild Charge because I will use that. I might use Overheat, I don't know, so we'll buy that. Probably not going to use Giga Impact, so I'm not even going to bother at this point. And I just spent a whole bunch of money, basically all the money that we just earned at the Elite Four, if not more than that. I don't even know, I wasn't even paying attention. But that's going to be it for this time, guys. I want to thank you all for watching, sticking through. If you watched this entire video through all of the blabbering and filibustering that I did, because it was just honestly me talking about a whole bunch of random stuff this entire video. I do want to thank you for your support. If you have not done so already, please show your support by clicking the thumbs up button right below this video. It does help out a lot, and when we come back for some bonus episodes, we will be doing some after-game stuff. I'm not sure what we're going to do first, but we've got a lot of things to choose from. So we'll see you all the next time. But until then, game on.